Hi guys, it's Meal Prep Sunday. I know I haven't done it in a while, but I want to show you this quick and easy recipe. And you're going to need some ground beef. We're going to get that open. There we go. First thing, we're going to take ground beef. We're going to put it in the bowl. And we're going to add our seasonings. So this is the fun part. Season it the way you like it. We're going to put a little bit of cayenne in here. Not a whole lot, guys, but enough to give it some flavoring. We're going to give it some basil. Not a whole lot, but some. Right? Because there's other things in this recipe that's going to give it some really good flavor. And we're going to prep one meal, and we're going to cook one meal. Not chili pepper. I am looking for this rub that my son got from the Bahama Islands. And I want to put it. It was right here. I thought it was right here. Maybe he hid it from me. I don't know. My son does that sometimes. He'll take something and says, save it for himself. So that's fine. Not a problem. I'll just use some of my own. So we're going to mix this all up together. And now we might have to add a little bit because, you know, this is 3 pounds of hamburger. Is this it? Is this it? I use this stuff. It doesn't have to be just for chicken. Looks pretty good, huh? So, we're going to get stuff watching the dogs as well. And next part that goes in here is cheese. Probably should have opened it before I tried. So I'm going to have two handsfuls. And you want to mix this. This is going to be some really good stuff. This is a cold meat. My hands are hurting. Yes, my hands are hurting. It's cold. This helps too. Oh, oops. So I had to kind of straighten up my kitchen because, you know, we're remodeling here. And, well, my husband is, I kind of just handle him too. So we share. Alright. You want to make sure you mix it well. And you're going to really flip out when you see exactly what I'm doing with the onions and the bacon and the meat. Now, I really would like some, where is it? There it is, my garlic. Just enough to give it a little bit of taste. All right. My dog just got some raw hamburger, and Dobby says, "Ooh, this is good." Make sure it is well mixed, guys. That's why I like showing you from beginning to end, because when people cut a video, you don't really see everything. So, well, it's about 2 minutes and come back and it's done. Like I said, you put what you want in this. Now, these, what is she gonna do with them onions? Well, oops, that was not quite even, but that's okay. So you want to keep the tops and the bottoms together. So, it's important. Keep the tops and the bottoms together. Oops. And the bottoms together. Right? Okay. So, see what I'm about to do. Oh, I gotta cut this one. Right? Right? Now, some people keep the whole onion whole and they kind of gut it and then cut it, which I don't do that. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take all this and we're gonna keep the two. We're gonna take the inside out. We're gonna have like 2 layers. This is pretty thick onions, so 2 layers like this. And we're going to do we'll put the insides over there because we're keeping them. We're gonna preserve them for other meals. The outer side. So here we go. Here it is, right? So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take a ball size. Hand size is good. We're gonna roll this up nicely. We're putting this inside the onion. Yes, we are. Now this one needs a little more because that's a big onion. Ah, there we go. Nice, 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 nice. So, oops, don't rub your eye down, that'd be bad. I'm gonna use this nice right here. Put one there. So, all this stuff's going to be canned and put in the refrigerator. You know, it's a pressure seal. You know, it's a canner, the lid's such. So, I like to have a little heavier onion on the outside when doing this. You may have seen versions of this. I have, but I like mine because this is the way. I put mushrooms in this. I have put all kinds of stuff, rice in this. You know, that's like more of a stuff thing, but I love this. And they're easy to make. You can put them in a smoker. You can put them in a crock pot, which is important. You can put them on a grill. You can put them in your oven. You can cook them any way you want. And when they're almost or halfway done, you can top them off with your favorite sauce. Barbecue sauce, hot spicy sauce. You know. Well, let's get that off. There we go. See how perfect that is? Now, take this one over here. It's hiding. I'm going to take this outer layer off. you don't, well, some people actually leave that on. I don't know if I would. Now I'm going to take the inner part. Like I said, I leave 2 layers of the onion over here. Right and left. Right and left. Make sure you get the right sides lined up. Now this is also a gluten-free meal, a keto meal, all of the above. So remember that when you, if you're on one of those diets, which I'm on keto, I have gone off a bit for a little while, but I didn't gain any weight, so I watched what I ate. I didn't like going down and, you know, things I shouldn't be eating. It was more common sense stuff. So, alright, so that's this. I love making a mess in the kitchen. It proves I was in here cooking. When I say it, when I go into someone's house who's cooking, and I see a perfect kitchen, I've been cooking all day. Who's been cooking and where and what kitchen? So, now this one did get a split. That's fine if that happens, because I want to show you what we do next. So, preserve all these onions. Here's one side. Make sure you get the right sides lined up. Perfect. Now, this is the first one I cut, and I forgot to cut the top off. My fault. There is my child, my newest puppy, saying, "Oh, she's in the kitchen. She's doing something really good." Not for you, sweetie. So, I can't wait to share with you the video of our progress. Because the first room we're doing is the dining room area. Of course, we gotta have that ready for Thanksgiving. And that really isn't that too far away. Oh. Okay, that's all right. Making video. Just let you know if you come over here. He doesn't like being in my videos. It's okay. When he was little, he did. Alright. Yeah. Alright, getting this done. She gets on there right. There we go. 2, 4, 6, 7. Alright, we're looking for another onion. He went back in the boy can. Alright. There we go. That's one. Everyone gets their onions differently. So, remember that when you are doing your onions and you're matching them up. I matched the wrong sides up. It still came out, but still, you know, it's a better fit if you do it the right way. Ta-da. Alright, so one more. We have one more. I thought 2, 4, 6, yeah, 8. I'll take this outer layer off. I mean, you can keep it. People have. They put made stew with it. I don't know if I want to do that. So, ta-da, that's one. Last side. Onions don't bother me much. Just in case you're like, wait a minute, you're not crying, you're not whining, you're not doing any of that. Nope, doesn't bother me much. Now, I would cook these in the oven for an hour to your liking. Alright, here we go. Last one. We're gonna have some hamburger left over, but if that's the case, you can try to share among others. There we go. There we go. Maybe you can add some to this one. There's not a whole lot left. There we go. This one looks like it needs some friends. There we go. And we're going to put all this onions that we are going to be chopping up and putting in a Sarah mason jar. It will stay 4 times longer in a mason jar fresh in your refrigerator than it will wrapping it up or anything else. So you remember that. You have leftovers. And you can reseal it every time you open it and get some onion out. That's important. Very important. Alright. That's a lot of onion. Now, making sure we got everything. My hot mess. I'm going to take thick cut. Very important, guys. Thick cut. On this. Alright. We're going to bring those over. Now, since there's 3 of us, there's 1 per person. Now, also, remember what's also important about this is you can freeze the rest. This is your meal and whatever you want with it. Chips, vegetable, whatever you want. So, or just it. So, we're going to start at the top for the first one, wrap it around the bottom, right? Top on. Then you're going to put the second one on the bottom, pull it nice and tight around the top. And then you're going to repeat that. You're going to repeat that. So you're kind of doing a locking over and under kind of situation. You can put as much or as little bacon on them as you wish. Now this is how it looks. We're going to be getting baking pan because we're going to be cooking 3 for dinner. So here's one. I need a bigger pan. But we're going to get these done nice and tight. Pick it up. Oh, that's right. This goes on the top. Crisscross, crisscross around the seams. There you go. All right, last one. Ta-da! Down over there. We need a bigger baking pan. Now you don't have to put the bacon on here right away. You can freeze it just the way it is. But if you want to make the meal easier, just wrap in one direction. You can do it that way too. I just do it the other way. Like I said, you may do it any way you want. There you go. Because you can put these in the freezer. And you're going to freeze them. You're going to have yourself a snack a meal. It's just you. You just made 8 meals. It'll last you the next few months. Doesn't mean you have to have them one every day. That's 8 meals in the next 6 months that you have prepped. 1 other meals. So show I'm doing them all differently. So, and that's not a bad thing. So these 3 will not be wrapped with bacon because I want to freeze them just like that. When I pull them out, I will show you. I can then wrap them with fresh bacon at this time. So there you go. We got 3. So we have a bag. What we're going to do is we're going to put 2. These are flat. These handles don't work with this bag. These are stand-up bags. Right? So we're going to put these 2 and number 3 in this bag. Since there's 3 of us, you see how big I make them. Let's see. My hand, oh, see, that's why my hands are greasy. Okay. Here to lock. Come on, lock. There you go. There you go. And you can either pin it with a safety pin, whatever, on the top that says what you need to do for cooking instructions. Me, since I know what to do, I'm not putting any cooking instructions on there. So we're going to freeze these 2. They're brand new. Just got these. I like the fact that they do have this bottom. Makes things stand up. They don't fit in my stand-up things, which is sad. So, there it is, the 3 that does not have bacon. And you can add the bacon later. It's not a big deal. Seal it up, make sure it's sealed. Ta-da. And we're going to cook. We're going to cook these, and it's going to take about an hour. So that is our meal prep for today. I usually do like 50 of them and prep them up, but I did a small one just to get dinner ready, put the rest away. And I wanted to show you there's 2 ways of doing it. You don't have to put the bacon on right away, but you can put anything and everything you want inside the meat. So enjoy, have a good day.